On June 12, Julie grabbed her bags and rushed to a taxi that was waiting outside to take her to the airport. While in the taxi, Julie panicked as she felt she was going to miss her flight. When Julie got to the airport, she immediately rushed to her gate trying to board her flight, only to be told by the crew members that she would not be able to board the flight on that day. Julie cried, she begged, she asked if there's any way possible that she could board this flight, as it's very important for her to get back to England. The crew members informed her that it was not possible for her to board the flight because she was 10 minutes late. Julie tried again. She cried. She asked, please, could you let me board this flight? She was denied. Julie stayed back at the airport, agonizing over the fact that she missed this flight, feeling devastated, only to hear the alert coming in. Flight 171 crashed. Julie would later find out that this was the same flight that she had missed. This is a story of flight Air India 171 headed to London Gatwick. So, on a normal day, Air India is packed with passengers heading back and forth to the UK, engines checked, safety procedures adhered to. But on this day, something was different. The pilot communicated to the flight station, ready for takeoff, everything's fine. The passengers now ready to fly. One particular couple, filled with joy and excitement, heading back to the UK, dubbed their India getaway as successful, not knowing that they would be killed on this flight. Upon takeoff, everything seemed okay, until immediately the pilot started to face difficulties. Flight 171 would quickly begin to plummet, landing in a school filled with medical students. There were 242 passengers, including crew members, on this flight. Only one survived. Kumar Ramesh, being the only survivor, described the horrors he experienced, seeing people die one after the other, and how devastating it was to have experienced this.
I can't explain. Everything happened in my eye. I can't. Emergency door is broken. My seat is broken. Then I see the pace little bit. Then I will try to come out. Yeah, that's why.
Did the aircraft catch fire before you came out?
Yes. A little bit fire. After me, I'm out. Then blast.
Now Ramesh is currently back in the UK, but there have been some speculations surrounding his survival of this flight, and rightfully so, because of the magnitude of the whole situation and the explosion. So many would have had that thought to say that something wasn't right. Why did he survive in a crash like that? How did he survive? That's the word. In a crash like that. And the speculations have been looming. Now, Ramesh lost a brother on the flight whom he was heading to London with. Now, the speculations that have been going around are suggesting is that surveillance saw Ramesh attaching something to the aircraft before takeoff. Now, these are all allegations regarding Ramesh, so there has not been any official statement regarding this being factual or not, but it is something that has been said about Ramesh and his involvement in the crash. It has also been theorized that he would have jumped from the plane because he would have known that this was going to happen. Now, if this is really true, that would be so disturbing. I understand when something seems impossible, it is hard to believe. But sometimes, just like Julie, maybe Ramesh was just one of those lucky ones. And that is how sometimes things can be. So on one hand, this is out there and it is being looked into, and we'll only see in the coming days if something comes of this. But if this was really true, this would be a really disturbing and cruel thing to do. And for what would be the purpose of doing that? So these are just some of the allegations. Another strange occurrence that has been noted was the fact that someone was filming the aircraft as it was taking off, and also captured the moment aircraft would have exploded. Now for me, this is very strange that someone would be filming an aircraft as it takes off. It's something that can happen, but it's rarely something that you would see happening. Now, as devastating as this is, you would imagine that there are so many comments and thoughts regarding the passengers on board. One that really stood out for me, there are several that stood out. One of the statements given by family members: a newly engaged couple decided to go to India to celebrate their engagement, but never made it back to England. Their relative described the moment they found out their loved ones were among the casualties. They spoke about how they were on their way to the airport, London Gatwick, and how excited they were to welcome their relative back to the UK, and how they panicked when they heard that the airline had exploded in India. And when they did their checks and they matched the flight number to the flight that they were expecting, it would have been their relatives. That is really tragic. Now, among the casualties are 169 Indian nationals, 53 British nationals, 7 Lebanese, and 1 Canadian. This is so devastating. There were children, they were young, they were old. You can just imagine that was on this flight. And what's even more tragic is that the flight landed in a medical facility, killing several medical students. This has been a strange thing all around. And just looking at the various aspects of it makes it even more creepier that this has happened. There have been talks of engine failures being the cause of the crash, and of course, speculations that Ramesh might have been behind it. But this overall is a mystery as to how could a flight that is going back and forth for years, no issues, a flight that gets checked before takeoff. These are things that happen before a flight occurs. How could this happen? And that's the mystery. So guys, please do leave your comments in the comment section. Until the next one, Godspeed. Bye. Bye.